Next up at UFC Vegas 71, we have my second most confident pick on the card. We have Iasmin Lucindo.
These are getting wider too.
Since I made this graphic?
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, it's minus 340 now. I think it was even more than that.
It did yo-yo. It did yo-yo. It's I did this at 8 o'clock this morning. I updated it. Anyway, we got Iasmin Lucindo taking on Brogan Walker. Iasmin Lucindo 13-5 overall, 4-1 in her last 5, and she's coming off a loss in her UFC debut. She's taking on Brogan Walker, 7-3 overall, 3-2 in her last 5, coming off that stoppage loss in the Ultimate Fighter finale. I think Iasmin Lucindo wins this fight. She's a grappler. She uses her power to clinch. She drags you to the ground. Once she's on the ground, she's got top pressure like crazy, and she's going to use the strikes to loosen you up and then transition to a submission. Striking is just okay. She really just waits to throw, and then she's going to counter, rush, and then look for those takedowns. Her game plan is always get on top, get the control, and then work from there. She is coming off a loss in her UFC debut where she could not get her grappling going, but she's fighting Brogan Walker. And Brogan Walker does have some quality wins. She's been around for a while. She's been a professional since 2014. And it's not just that she's been around for a while. She has some good wins. She beat Miranda Maverick on the regional scene. She fought some other UFC level people on the regional scene. She has a BJJ black belt. She's had it for a few years. She fancies herself as a striker, though. But we did just watch her get taken down and beat up by Juliana Miller, who we now know is
fraud.
Just really tough. She's really tough. She's really tough. My notes on Brogan Walker, I was very high on Brogan Walker against Juliana Miller. It was Juliana's a dog, but Brogan should be the better, more experienced, more well-rounded fighter. That was going into that fight. That's how I felt. Every time I watch these fights, I have my spreadsheet in front of me. I'm taking notes on what's happening so that when I break that fighter down again, I have, recap of what happened. My notes on Brogan Walker while watching that fight were awful. Has no takedown defense. How did she beat Miranda Maverick? So clearly, Iasmin Lucindo is going to be my pick here. If Juliana Miller's taking Brogan Walker down whenever she wants to, Iasmin Lucindo should do the same. She should absolutely dog Walker. She is tough. She is gritty. I just under 2.5 is probably the best play here, and especially for a female fight. Those are few and far between, but I'm on the Lucindo side, and I think it's going to look a lot like that Juliana Miller fight. What do you think?
Yeah, that's like plus 205 money. I got it for like plus 225 for the premium members. But
why don't you shut the fuck up and stop giving away the premium bets?
Well, I got much more where that came from. I can give away bets because I got plenty more where that came from. Yeah, I don't know if there's any. And this is going to sound awful, but I don't know if there's any cause for concern when it comes to the Lucindo side because Brogan Walker isn't a dangerous fighter, and people are going to say, oh, she survived versus Erin Blanchfield. As Angel mentioned, oh, she beat Miranda Maverick. Neither one of those girls are dangerous girls, right? So you can kind of work those girls or survive versus a girl like Erin Blanchfield. Lucindo is a different animal. I mean, she is an aggressive. Everything she does, she is like, she's, I think, 21 years old. She looks like just a wild, aggressive 21-year-old girl inside the octagon. In the striking, she will just bite down, throw wild. In the grappling, as Anto mentioned, she is a finisher on the ground once she gets on top, and she's very good on the ground. Brogan Walker, her path to victory is to somehow get top position and just lay and pray for 15 minutes. And the issue is, for her, is that Lucindo does not slow down. You saw that in the last fight. She will keep pushing forward no matter what. So even if she loses the first round, gets taken down, she's going to come out with the exact same energy and the same dog as she brings into this fight. And I just don't think Brogan Walker can do that for 15 straight minutes to win this fight. So I really have no pause for concern against Lucindo. I'm pretty loaded up on her with a few different things, and we'll see how it plays out. But, a lot of people are doing that MMA math, and I think it actually works here. The Juliana Miller beat the shit out of her, and then she got the shit beat out of her. It's a bad recipe for Brogan.
Yeah, I completely agree. Obviously, while she doesn't have more fights on her record, she does have more higher level experience. She has the better slate of opponents. Granted, she lost most of those, but she has fought the better opponents overall. I agree. I think Lucinda gets it done. I think she blows through Brogan here, especially if this is what Brogan if Brogan looks like in this fight what she did in her last fight, she should get right through her. And it's funny because somebody in the comment section said Brogan looked good on The Ultimate Fighter. But I was talking to Josh, our web guy. We have 2 Joshes. And he actually watched that entire season, and he was like, she sucked there too. So it's just so funny to see people have completely different takes on the same thing. It's just so funny to see that. Anyway, you and I are pretty high on...
People are talking about Aaron Blanchfield sucks.
Don't listen to Jacob. Jacob says this all the time.
No, she actually does suck. Her and Macy Barber are the 2 worst female fighters in the UFC. Macy Barber's finally about to get exposed by my girl Amanda Hibas, and Aaron's time will come.
Okay. Anyway, I'm spending the $9,500 on Lucindo. I do think she wins. I think she wins inside the distance. I'm not going to bet that, but I do think she gets it done. There's a whole bunch of bets on this fight at WeWantPicks.com. It's only $10 to unlock premium. And premium is far more than just copy-paste bets. You can see all of our bets, all of our picks, all of our round line leans. You also see the raw notes and then the tools. So many tools, so much information to help you find your own spots as well. WeWantPicks.com. It's only $10. Just click, become a member.